Hello, this is State Senator Dean Tran, and I am asking for your vote on Tuesday, November 6th. Prior to being elected to the State Senate this past December, I served 4 years on the Planning Board and 12 years on the City Council as a councilor at large. I was also involved in the community, serving on the Board of Trustees for the Mount Wachusett Community College, the Executive Board of the Boy Scouts of America, and a corporator for the Central Massachusetts YMCA. My private sector experience comprised of 23 years of managing personnel on 3 continents and responsible for a revenue in the hundreds of millions of dollars. On my spare time, I volunteer coach for youth soccer, baseball, and Bidder League, and spend time with my wife and 4 beautiful children who all attend public schools. My decision to get into politics came from my desire to give back to the community. My family immigrated to the United States from Vietnam when I was just a little boy. My father was a brave man who fought alongside with American soldiers during the Vietnam War. It is because of this that we were forced to flee after the evils of communism swept through the country of my birth. We came to the United States with nothing but the clothes on our backs. America became my home, the greatest country in the world, where opportunities are in abundance and the American dream is achievable through hard work. Over the last 8 months, I am incredibly proud of the money that my staff and I have been able to bring back to our district. We were able to secure $29.6 million for various economic and infrastructure investments. I will no longer allow the town and cities that I represent be neglected, and I will fight hard to bring every dollar back home. As a father to 4 children in public schools, and as a product of the public school system, I know the importance of a good education. That is why I worked tirelessly with my Senate colleagues to increase funding to schools to the highest level ever. I also helped increase funding for special education and charter school reimbursement. In addition, I was able to assist in the passage of a bipartisan bill that creates civic engagement projects for high school students. Protecting you and your families is one of my top priorities. This is why I place a focus on public safety. Working closely with various groups, I was able to help create the Municipal Police Training Fund and increase funding for bulletproof vests for our police officers, fund the extractive bulk purchasing program for our firefighters, and increase funding for the On-Site Academy, a nonprofit treatment and training centers for stress management. I was also successful in securing funding for several public safety buildings across the district. It is important that our first responders have the tools and resources they need to do their jobs, and I am very grateful for the endorsement of the New England Police Benevolent Association and the Massachusetts Coalition of Police. Serving our veterans and elders is very important to me, and I am proud to have supported and voted for the BRAVE Act, secured funding to construct a Veterans Memorial Monument, and received the Massachusetts American Legion Foreign Born Award. And for our seniors, I helped increase funding for Council on Aging and secured hundreds of thousands of dollars for senior centers across the district. Born in a war-torn country, drifting in the ocean for days, drinking ocean water and almost died, living in one of the worst refugee camps in the world, overcame many obstacles, including racism and discrimination, growing up poor, graduated from Fitchburg High School and Brandeis University, became the first minority elected to the city of Fitchburg, and then the first minority elected to the state senate from this district. I know what hard work is. You deserve someone who is honest and hardworking. You deserve someone who listens and delivers results. Every town and city in this district have been heard and served by me. I have made, kept, and delivered every promise. Let's continue moving forward. I am asking for your vote on Tuesday, November 6th. Please visit my website at deantran.com and Senator Dean Tran on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you very much for your vote on Tuesday, November 6th.
Hi, I'm Sue Chalifoux-Zephir, and I'm running for the state senate for the Worcester and Middlesex district. I'm running to be your next state senator because North Central Massachusetts needs a senator who will be an effective advocate for the diverse needs of all the cities and towns in the Worcester and Middlesex district. A senator who will work collaboratively with the bipartisan delegation to address all the needs of our collective constituency. I know how hard families work here in the Worcester and Middlesex district. My mother and father were both born and raised in Fitchburg. I grew up in Leominster. And my mom raised 4 kids on her own while working as well. After working my way through college, my job at Digital helped pay the bills while my husband Ed developed and built a local manufacturing company. As the mother of 3 and a 5-term city councilor on the Leominster City Council, I have experience working with very tight budgets and understand that it's taxpayers' money that funds these programs and services that are within these budgets. As your state senator, I will fight for more state funding for our local schools. Our kids deserve better. More vocational education and technical skills training programs to give our workers increased opportunities and attract new businesses and good-paying jobs across the region. Money to fix our crumbling local roads and bridges and increased access to public transportation. Quality, affordable health care. I'll work to ensure the patients can get the care they need in the communities where they live, and will fight to help lower the cost of prescription medicine. As executive director of Ginny's Helping Hand, I've helped thousands of people across the region who count on our food pantry to help feed their families. As your state senator, I will fight for high-quality jobs, great schools, quality health care, and the money we need to fix our crumbling roads and expand our public transportation systems. I see exciting opportunities all across North Central Mass, and as your state senator, I will make sure that we get our fair share of state funds to make those opportunities a reality. Throughout my life, I've stood up for working people. I understand the needs of the district, and I'm ready to advocate for you on Beacon Hill and fight alongside our delegation for real reforms and new investments we need to move our communities and our families forward. I ask for your support and I ask for your vote. Early voting starts on October 22nd and runs through November 2nd. Election day is Tuesday, November 6th. If you would like to talk to me about my issues or about my stands on any of the issues, please call me directly at 978-265-2586. Again, 978-265-2586. Or you can reach me by email at cte.scz@gmail.com. And that's cte.scz@gmail.com. Thank you very much for your consideration, and please come out and vote on November 6th. Thank you.
Hello, I'm State Representative Stephen Hay. I'm asking for your vote on Tuesday, November 6th. I seek re-election as your state representative because we need to continue to have strong, thoughtful leadership in response to the issues facing Fitchburg and Lunenburg. I believe my legislative experience and my ability to communicate, cooperate, and compromise with other legislators will serve the residents of the district well. I am proud to have served in a legislature that passed bills that increased benefits for veterans, that financed improvements to municipal roads and bridges, that established the Massachusetts Pregnant Workers Fairness Act, that defined standards of employee safety, that reformed criminal justice, that protects access to confidential health care, that continues to invest in life science industry, that promotes civic engagement in schools, and Senator Flanagan's opioid bill. I want to continue to advocate for education and public safety and to work to bring economic growth to the district that will create jobs for our residents. I want to ensure that every child has an opportunity to the best education available. We need to provide educators with the training and tools they need to enrich their students' learning experience. I want to provide our police and fire departments with the personnel and equipment they require to keep our neighborhoods and communities safe. I will continue to be a voice that reminds those in the State House they need to listen and respond to the people living outside Route 495. I will make sure your concerns are heard and that actions are taken that will benefit the region. I will ensure that the legislature understands that Fitchburg State University is an economic engine and a vital component to the growth of our community and economy. I will ensure that our veterans receive the care and training they earned defending our country. If we can afford to go to war, we need to be able to afford to come home from war. I believe the House of Representatives has a responsibility to create legislation that helps keep our neighborhoods safe, strengthens our educational system, assists and protects our elderly, and provides service and assistance to our returning veterans. I believe our government has a responsibility to provide the residents of Massachusetts the best services possible in the most cost-efficient manner. I have established a good working relationship with Mayor DiNatale, Town Manager Heather Lemieux, as well as the area's elected delegation. I have created good working relationships with my colleagues in the House of Representatives that I believe benefits our district. I look forward to representing the residents of the 3rd Worcester District to the best of my abilities. Please cast your ballot on November 6th to re-elect Stephen Hay as your state representative. Thank you for taking the time to listen.
Hello, I'm Elmer Eubanks. I'm running for state rep here in Fitchburg and Lunenburg B. I'm originally from Costa Rica. I came here when I was about 5 years old the first time and would later move back to Guatemala when my dad was a minister, so we moved to Guatemala. And from there, when I was about 13 or so, we moved to Nicaragua, lived there during the revolution. One of the things that brought me into this whole thing of thinking about running for office, I saw what was going on there in Nicaragua. They would take away, the government became a socialist government, and they would take away people's property, give it to somebody else, take your car. If you had two, give it to someone else. If you had a house, 2 houses, they'll give one to another person. So that history is what is prompting me to take a look at our government currently and what's going on. We moved from there to Panama. The government, basically, the U.S. government flew us out of Nicaragua during the 1979, where Somoza left. I went to high school there in Costa Rica, and then when I finished high school, I started a dairy farm, and then decided to come to the United States. My dad was like, you got to go to college, you got to go to school. So I came to the United States, first to Virgin Islands and then to Washington State. And there is where I learned, I went to school and started working from cleaning toilets to, working at a bookstore to practically anything that you can think of, I did to try to survive. I paid my way through college and worked at a nursing home and a senior living center to make it through. Flash forward, and I see kind of the similar issues happening here in our state house and across the country. Our current legislature has started to strip away our rights and our constitutional rights with this whole extreme protection bill, sanctuary cities, voting for themselves and raising their money instead of fighting back to get resources to us and the cities that we need. So that's really what prompted me to get involved a little bit. Also looking at how they've increased our taxes instead of bringing the money back home. Our local at the local level, I was fighting. When I moved here to Fitchburg a couple of years after, I just bought a house 2 years ago and had an issue with permitting, where the government, local government, told me that I couldn't get permits. They wouldn't turn the water on. So I had to go to the Board of Appeals to get approval. Took me a year, almost bankrupted me to try to fix the properties here. And I really think that we should, try to help people here that want to live in our town and reduce some of those regulations so that we can actually bring forward some of those abandoned properties and make them better for our city. This was kind of one of the main reasons for me running for office and trying to fight that blight, trying to, fight for the little guy, fight for us, to make it better for us to live in our cities and towns, to bring back our cities, and basically help to raise our families here. I want to do the same things for you. I want to fix our neighborhoods. I want to fix our roads. I want to bring the utilities to reduce our rates. I'm currently a professor at Mount Wachusett Community College, and I've been appointed by 4 governors to different boards. I want to bring the same level of effort, roll up my sleeves, and work for you. I'm asking you to vote for us on November 6th, and I appreciate your vote. Thank you.